Hello, good evening all. Is my voice is clear? Can we start the session? Hello. Okay, we will start the session. We will continue the project. First of all, I will start my XAMPP server. And then I will open my project. I will run my project. I think I have deleted the database. Let us create the database one more time. Here I have deleted the database. Now I will create new database. The project database name is project. Inside this project, I will create a table which is tasks table. I'll add 4 columns. In these 4 columns, I will add columns names as ID, then title, description, and then created it. Created it by default int. By default, this is varchar. By default, description as text, and then created it as timestamp for 10. Then for title, I will have 200. For description, I will provide empty. Then default null, default current timestamp. Then I will make auto increment. Then I will save. Now my database has been created and my table has been created. Let us run the project again. You can able to see this is the project which I have done previously. I have a add task button. If I add task, web development, on save changes, you can able to see the data has been added over here. Now we are performing edit operation. On clicking on this particular edit option, it should showcase a message like with the particular content. You can able to see this is the thing which we are going to do. When the user clicks on the particular edit button, you can able to see it will showcase a pop-up. In the particular, you can able to see edit task and the content which you can able to see web development and the content which I have provided. This should be showcased, and when we change and click on update task, the data should update. Now we are performing this particular task. Let us make the task. In this we are going to make. Here you can able to see when I click, no action has been performing. And when click on the particular edit button, now we will perform the write the code for the particular thing. You can able to see we need a button, like when the user clicks on the particular button, the pop-up should visible. Is this right? Here we have a add button. For this, I have provided database toggle model and then database target as add task model. When the user clicks on this particular add model, it will call the particular model, so it will show the form for inputting the values, and then we will save the data. For in the same way, when the user clicks on the particular edit button, we can have to showcase a pop-up. So I will take another model. I will take the similar thing. I will take the same model, but but I will make it for edit model. I will make it as edit model, and then we have to change the ID. I will change the ID to edit task model. I replace everywhere. Now it has been replaced everywhere. No, I need to replace in this particular section alone. No need to change here. I will replace. Now I have replied. You can able to see. Now I will replace it manually. This is edit. This is also edit, and then edit. Here, when the user clicks on the particular submit button, it should redirect to edit task. Here I have made that update task, so make it as update task.php. When the user clicks on this particular save button, it should move into the particular update task for update task.php file. So I have make the action as update task.php and the method as post. Now I need to make like when the user clicks on the particular edit button, it should target the particular this model. So I have to make here for the edit button, I have to change, like I have to provide database model, database target for the particular edit button. For this particular edit button, this is the thing you can able to see for your clearance. I'll make separately. This is edit button. For this edit button, I will provide another attributes like database toggle model, and then it should target the edit task model. When the user clicks, you can able to see when the user clicks on the edit button, you can able to see the same model will be pop up. Here you can able to see the second model will pop up with this is edit task. When the user clicks on the edit button, it will pop up the edit task, but it doesn't showing any values in the particular form. It should showcase the particular data, like title should be showcased in the particular title field, and then description should showcase in the description field. Here nothing is showcasing, so for that I have to write a logic like if I have multiple records, think like if I have multiple records, think like I have multiple records. You can able to see I have two records. This is first record and then this is a second record. When the user clicks on this particular first record, it should showcase the only first record data alone. When the user clicks on the second record, it should showcase the second record data alone. For this case, we will consider this particular ID. Based on this particular ID, we will showcase the data. Like the user clicking on the particular ID 1, then the user is particularly clicking on the particular ID2. In this case, we will write a simple script. Let us write a simple script in order to make the edit functionality. Let us make to showcase the data in the edit model. For that, we have to write like a simple script we are going to write. Wait for a minute. Okay, we will write the script over. First of all, we will write the script, then we will continue the task. In the JS file, in the script JS, I will write a simple script in order to fetch the data. First of all, I will write a simple script in order to fetch the data. The script is nothing but, as we have discussed, like functions. Everybody have basic knowledge on functions. With the help of functions, we are going to fetch the data from the database. Let us make some function. I will write a function for the fetching the data. Like I will write a function. For this function, I will name as edit task. The function name is edit task. In this, I will send some parameters. In this particular function, I will say I am going to send some function values like I will send them values like id. I will send id space. I will send id comma title comma description. Into this particular function, I am going to send this for three parameters. In this particular thing, I am going to send three parameters, and then I will assign these three parameter values to each variable, like document.get element by id. Then I will mention some IDs like edit task id, edit task id dot value. In the value, I am getting this particular value equals to id. In the same way, I will write the same thing for title description also. I will copy paste document.get element by id, then edit task title equals to title, then edit task description as description. I will remove this edit description, edit title, and then edit task id. Is this clear? I have just simply mentioned like I have written a simple function which is named as edit task. Into this I am sending three parameters. I am sending three parameters: id, title, description. Here I am nothing making like for this particular edit task id, I am assigning value of id to this particular id. For this particular, if there is any id, I am assigning this particular id to this here edit task id. Whichever I send this particular id, it has to be assigned to this particular task id. If the title should assign to edit title, the description should be assigned to edit description. So let us make some changes in the model. For the id, I will get id. In the same way, I will modify over here. In the title, we have to showcase the title. For that, we have to change like for this I will mention id. For this id, I will mention here I have mentioned edit task id title, edit title. For the title, I will mention edit title id. Then for description, also I will provide id. For this id, I will provide edit description. I will copy this edit description and then paste it over here. Based on these particular IDs, it will assign the values. Based on these particular IDs, it will assign the values. You will be understand. Is this clear? Based on these particular IDs alone, we are going to assign the values in the particular input fields. Hello. Just to look at the script. If you have any doubts regarding this particular script, you can place your doubt in the particular chat box. Hello, go through this particular script. If you have any doubt, kindly reply. Is it clear about the script? Hello. Okay, let us continue. You can able to see here I having edit button. You can able to see here I having a edit button. For this edit button, I will be assigning some values. You can able to see I have been assigning some values. As I have written a simple script, like I have written simple script. Based on this particular script, on clicking on this particular button, we are performing some event. Like I have said, like some in JavaScript, we have some events like on click, on hover, on blur, on focus. These are all the some events. Here we are using on click event. And when the user clicks on the particular edit button, the value should change. For this case, we are making for this particular thing, we are using on click event. When the user clicks on this particular button, I will call the particular function like edit task. This is the same thing I have written edit task. This is the function. It will call this particular function. Into this particular function, I am sending some values. Here you can able to see here I am getting ID, title, description created. Now I am sending this particular ID, title, description into this particular edit task function like a parameters. You can able to see this is one thing, comma, then title, comma, description. I am sending all the values like a parameters into this particular function. When I click on this particular function, it will call the function. It will call the particular function. Edit task model, it will call the edit task model. In the same way, it will call the particular function. On clicking on this particular button, it will call this particular function and send some parameters. It will send some parameters into this particular model. It will trigger this particular function and then it will assign all these values to this particular IDs. It will assign all these particular values to this particular IDs. Here I have utilized all these values in this particular edit model. I have used all these particular IDs in this edit model. Edit model. Now when I try to run, when I try to run, when I try to run this particular and click on this particular edit button, you will see the difference. When I click on this particular edit button, it will trigger the particular thing. It has to send the values, but it is not sending. Let us trigger where we are getting some error. We have to find out step by step. Let us solve where we are getting some error. It is triggering edit task model. Let us find this model. It is triggering to this particular model. Here we have to trigger the values. Let us trigger it. You have mentioned correctly. Edit title, edit title, edit description, also same. Edit description as the ID. I will trigger same thing over here. And then we need hidden field. In update command, we have to send the particular ID also. In this particular case, we have to say like when the user clicks on this particular edit button, it will showcase the data. In the same way, when it goes to the backend logic, it has to say like we have to update this particular record, in the sense we have to send we have to send the value in where condition. In where condition, we are going to send this particular ID. Instead of showing, I will use hidden field. Like I will provide input field as hidden, input type as hidden. I'll mention input type as hidden. In this in hidden, I will send value ID equals to edit task ID, edit task ID, then name as ID. This is in hidden. This is a hidden field. There is nothing you can able to see. Here the task has been hidden. You can able to see when I inspect onto this particular function, the field is hidden. You can able to see I am getting form. In this particular thing, I have button, model, everything. In the body, you can able to see hidden field with edit task ID, with name as ID, with value as 1. I have not mentioned any value in the particular thing. You can able to see I have not yet mentioned any values. It will automatically assign the values based on this particular IDs. I have mentioned input type as hidden, so it is not showing in everywhere, not showing anything, but when it will be assign values based on the ID. You can able to see ID as 1 for the title, edit title, we have value do this particular thing, and then description also we get the value. Is this clear how I get values in the input field? Hello. When I click on this particular second ID, you can able to see I getting same values ETRYT, EWRET. I am getting same thing based on the particular IDs. Now when the user clicks on this particular save button, it should trigger the, now we have to write the backend code. Like when the user clicks on this particular save button, it will trigger the update task.php file. It will trigger the update task.php file. Now we have to write the update task.php file code. Now we are going to write the backend functionality. Here I will write php, then I will close the php. In between, I will call the database connection require once. In this, I will call the connection like inside my includes folder, db.php is my connection file. In this connection file, I will write the logic of update task. Now I will check again whether the method is post or not. If dollar underscore server dollar underscore server of request method if the request method is post, then only it will go into the particular condition. If not, it will not go into the particular condition. It will check whether the condition is post or not. If the condition is post, it will go into this particular block. Else I will close the connection. Dollar connection tends to close. I'll close the function. Here you have a doubt like where is the dollar connect variable. In the db.php file, I have connect variable. I have included the whole code over here, and then finally I will close the connection. If the request method is post, then we have to write the logic. Now I will assign a variable like $id. You should have a basic idea on how edit functionality work. Here I will show you how the edit query will look like. I will like update. You can able to see this is the update command. You can able to see update task set id value id if need id. I will remove this title. I will make the title as Akram, then description as something. Created it. I will remove this also. You can able to see for this particular where I should update. If I run this particular query, it will automatically update every value in the particular table. It will update every value. When I run this particular command, you will see when I run this particular command, where one is the condition like true, in the sense it will modify every data in the particular table. It will modify to this particular thing. We should not do like this. We should update only particular record, in the sense we have to modify the query like set web development, then some content where we have to write the condition like id equals to 1. For this particular id as 1, we should modify the content. When I click enter, you can able to see one row affected. It will update the content in first record. You can able to see it will update the content in the first record alone. With the based on the particular id, we are performing operation. For that purpose, I will utilize id over here. Id equals to, I'll make it as int, because the id should contain int. If there is any text, any string value comes, I will make it as int value. By typecasting, I will make it as int, and then dollar post underscore post of id. In this method, I will get the id. In this method, I will get the id. Let us have a check. I will make it as echo dollar id. When I run this particular thing, when I click id, I will make changes. This is id as 1. When I click on this particular save button, it should print 1. Let us check. When I print save, you can able to see it printed 1. When I go back and then close this, and I open second mode, and then I will change something, save changes, you can able to see for this particular I am getting 2. It is working. Now we have to move forward. I am getting id. Now we have to write the condition. I will making like if, again I am writing condition. In this particular condition, I am writing like dollar id is greater than 0, in the sense there should be some value, like the id should starting with 1. I am making like if the id is greater than 0, then only it should go into the particular condition. Else I will make like else should print error like no records match. If the value is less than 0, it is like no records has been matched with the particular data. We have to write a error message like header. I will use the same header, location, index.php, index.php question mark message equals to invalid task id. Invalid task. Now I will close the loop. I will exit the loop. Now I exited the loop. If the id matches, if the id is greater than 0, it should update some values. Now I will make the logic like, I will write update command. I will make statement equals to dollar connect tends to prepare. I will prepare the command. Here I need title description also, because I am updating title and description also. I'll make the copy over here. For description I will make another copy. For this title I will get title. For this I no need of int. Dollar post of title, and then dollar post of description. Description, and the post I will make as description. Now here I will use trim functionality to remove the excess space. Inside trim I will remove the extra spaces. With this functionality I will remove extra spaces. Now I get the all the values id, title, description from the backend. Now I'll modify condition id greater than 0, and then I will check another like and not empty of. I have to check like if there is any value in the form, if there is any value in the form, if I empty the value and then when I save, we have to say like error like should have filled the value. In this particular case I am making like not empty of dollar title and not empty of dollar description. And not empty of title, and then not empty of description. If not empty, it will go into this particular condition. Here I am going to connect a, I will write the command over here. I'll write the command update command. Update task. This is my table. Task as my tables. Update task set. We use set keyword to update the task. Set, we have to update the title equals to question mark, then comma description. I have to update both. Description equals to question mark, where we have to write condition like where id equals to dollar. We make question mark also. I will send the values below. For this condition I will send the values below. I'll write again stmd statement equals to, I will make as bind param. In this particular function I will send three values. I am sending title as a string, description as a string, so I use two s's. In this particular I send two s's. Here you can able to see Title, I am setting 3 question marks. You can able to see 1, 2, 3. Title as string, description as string, then id as integer. So I will send I as integer, SSI. Then I will send comma dollar title comma dollar description comma dollar id. Now the query has been completed. Now I will write another conditions like if I will execute the query dollar $stmt. To execute the command we have to write execute function. Execute on this particular function, it will execute the command. If the command executes successfully, then we have to print header success message. Location tends to index.php question mark message equals to task updated successfully. Updated task successfully, else error updating the task. We have to exit the loop. I'll copy the same thing. I'll paste it over else condition. I'll modify something. Header location index.php file. Here a message like error updating task, and then I exit. Else I have to write fill in all the fields. Then I exit, connection close, and then PHP. Okay, let us try the code whether we are able to update the task or not. I will make, first of all I will remove everything and then I will make save changes. You can able to see fill in all the fields in order to update. I will make web development. I will remove web development, PHP. I will mention PHP, then save changes. We have some error like where in the where we are getting error. When here I have made the mistake like where as spelling mistake, where id equals to question mark. When I refresh, you can able to see the id has been replaced. PHP, then again web development, then save changes. You can able to see task updated successfully. The changes has been performing. Okay, let us see the code one more time. Can I explain one more time? Code. Here is nothing but I have written simply like in the index.php file for the edit button. I have written a simple function like I have written model for the edit task model, and I have written a simple script. On the clicking on this particular function, it will assign values to the particular thing. On clicking on this particular function, it will call a function like edit task. In this edit task, I am sending parameters like id, title, description. It will call the particular function. It will go into this particular thing and then call the particular function. For in the id, it will make the id to the edit task id. It will assign all the id to this particular thing, a title to this particular thing, description to this particular thing. I'll use this all these things, all the particular IDs, and then I will append over in the model. You can able to for this ID here in the name ID, for the title I mention ID, for the description I have mentioned ID. When click on this particular button, it will showcase the data in this particular form. And then when the user click on this particular save changes, it will trigger form action as update task.php and then method as post. It will go into this update task.php file. Here I have making checking like server method as post or not. If the server method is post, it will go into this particular function. If not, I will close the connection. If the server method is post, I'll assign all the values to this particular variables, and I will check like all the values are filled or not, like id is greater than 0 or not, if the title is not empty and then description is not empty. If all the things are having values, then only I will go into this particular condition. Else I will mention a error like please fill in the all the fields. I will exit the loop. If there are all the fields are with values, then I will write a simple command, then I will execute the command. If the executed successfully, I will mention like task updated successfully, else error updating the task. If you have any doubts regarding update task.php, hello, is this clear? Kindly reply be interactive. We are pending with delete functionality alone. Have a 5 minutes of break, then we will continue with delete functionality. We will complete by today delete functionality also. With the help of id alone, we are for performing delete functionality, which is also simple thing with a simple script, and then delete task.php file. We will complete the delete functionality also today. Have a 5 minutes of break and join the session. You should delete the third record alone. It should delete the third record when click on this particular third row. When click on this fourth row, it should delete the fourth record. Now let us write the functionality as the same thing which we have done for the update functionality. In the same thing, for the delete button, I will mention the same functionality like database model. I will showcase a model like asking whether you should delete or not. For that, I will using the model. Here I have just used the model, and then I will use on-click functionality the same way. I will use on-click functionality for the script. I will use the on-click functionality for the delete button. I will place the same functionality like on-click. Instead of sending title description, I will send only ID. I need only ID, so I will remove everything from the date. I will remove everything. I need only ID. I need only ID. On click. On click. I need only ID. I will remove everything. I need no description and then no need of title. Just I send ID instead of delete. Task is my function name. In this function, I will send only ID. Here delete task model. On this clicking on this particular model, it will trigger the you can able to see when I click on delete button, it will not trigger anything because I have not placed the model. Now I will place the model. For this delete task model, you can able to see I will create another model for the delete functionality. I will copy the same thing and then I will paste below for the delete functionality. Here I am no need of title description. I will remove title and description. Here I will mention delete task ID as the ID. I will place the in the hidden field. I will make a message like, are you sure want to delete the record? I have mentioned a simple message like, are you sure want to delete the message, delete the record, and then delete button. Here delete task model, delete task model. Here delete task model label. Here delete task. When I click, you can able to see when I click on this particular model, it will ask for confirmation whether I should delete or not. You can able to see when I click, you can able to see, are you sure want to delete? I'll replace the icon also. When I click delete, it will take like delete task. Are you sure want to delete the record? When I click on the delete functionality, it will trigger the it should trigger delete functionality like delete task.php file. Delete task.php file. It should trigger the delete task.php file. You can able to see it is triggering the delete task.php file. I have written nothing. When I come back, you can able to see when I click on this particular button, I have placed a hidden field. You can able to see I have placed a hidden field as ID. There should be some ID like I'm clicking this particular thing. I have to make like whether I have clicking the same thing or not. In the hidden field, I am not getting anything because I have not written the script. I have to write the script like when the user clicks on this particular delete button, it should trigger the delete task functionality. So let us write a small script for the same thing. I will copy this one, paste it over here for this delete task as the function. In this, I am sending only ID as a parameter, and then I will remove this too. Just delete task ID and then ID. The script is simple. I'll calling this particular function. In this particular, I am having ID. It will assign the particular ID to this particular delete task ID. Here I have in the model, I have delete task ID in the hidden field. You can able to see when I refresh and click on this particular delete button, a pop-up will pop up inside hidden field. You can able to see in the hidden field which should call the delete task functionality. Inside I am having php echo row id question mark. When I click on this particular delete in the hidden field, you can able to see value as 3. In the hidden field, you can able to see value as 3. When I click below one, you can able to see value of 4. Here you can able to see value as 4. When I click on this one, value as 3. When I click on this particular 4, the value changes to 4. Now it is working. It is assigning the value into this particular ID. It is assigning values to this particular ID. Now when I click this particular delete button, it should trigger the delete task.php file. Inside we have to write the functionality. I have delete task.php file. Inside I have to write the code. I will take the same code from the edit task.php file. I will paste it in the delete task.php file, and then I will make some changes. No need of title and description. I will remove this, and then no need of this validation. I will remove this, and then I have to change the query. I will remove this. I will remove this query, and then task deleted successfully. Error deleting task. Error deleting task. Here I will mention invalid task. Here I have to write the, just we have to modify the query, like delete command. We have to write the delete command. Delete, we have to mention the table name from tasks. We have to delete the record from task. I will mention where id equals to question mark. I have placed only one question mark, that to id value. In the id I am getting id value, so no need of this 2s, just dollar id. Just I have changed the update task to delete functionality. When I check, when I delete the third record, are you sure want to delete the record? When I click delete, you can able to see the delete record has been deleted. Save changes. The record has been created. If you delete, it will automatically delete. Is this clear about edit and delete? Hello. Does anybody have any doubts regarding add, edit, delete? We have completed with the project. If you have any doubts, kindly reply in the chat box. I will share the code in the WhatsApp group also. Is this clear? Okay. If you have any doubts, you can raise in the tomorrow session. I will share the code. Go through it once. Okay, then we will wind up the session. Thank you.